Now we're going to dive into how we actually shift this language. And we're going to start by focusing on your limiting beliefs and language. Again, your words create your emotions, which dictate your actions, which dictate your results. Now, this is the power loop in play. The words, emotions, actions, results, that becomes your identity, and that loop goes on repeat. Now, the first part of language is understanding internal versus external dialogue. Remember, your inner world shapes your outer world. So your internal dialogue are the subconscious words in your head. You're not thinking about them, they're just happening. We're trying to make them conscious and be aware of them because you've been operating this way for so long. Your external dialogue are the words you say out loud. Now, to shift your external power, you must first question the silent internal voice. And we're going to go into the internal dialogue that's holding you back in a few slides. Now, this loop of disbelief comes from disempowering beliefs. And disempowering beliefs are beliefs that cause you pain. And they justify themselves with lies. They're not based in truth. They're just made up, right? They justify themselves with lies. When you believe a story, your mind looks for proof. Even if the belief is causing pain, you'll find evidence to support it. Unquestioned, it becomes your prison. There was a time where my wife, I think we were dating for like 2 years, Rosie and I, and she found like a hair on my jacket or shirt or something. And she created this massive story that I was cheating on her. She's been cheated on in the past, so she has evidence that it's happened before. And she fully believed that I was sleeping with another woman. Now, it was just a story, but she was looking for evidence to support that story. Your wife doesn't do the dishes, so you're looking for evidence of all the other things she doesn't do. Your team member doesn't perform, so you're looking for evidence of all the things that they are not doing well. When you believe in a painful story, your mind looks for proof. So you want to get really good at going, am I in pain right now? Am I having negative thoughts and emotions? Am I taking negative actions? Am I not getting the result? Well, there's probably a belief around this. And if that belief is causing me pain, what evidence am I trying to find to support it? And by the way, you're allowed to look for the evidence, but question it. Question the belief and question the evidence, because most of the time these stories are built on lies. This is where the power of reframing comes in. We have tools inside the Empowered Man arsenal that you're about to go into. To reframe a story or a belief or language or words means you change the meaning behind events. You change the language. At any moment, you can choose a new lens to look at life with. You can have the same circumstance, but a different story. And if you build a new power story, you will have new emotions that are positive, you'll take new actions, and you'll get new results. And this is how you turn around any area of your life very quickly. Now remember, beliefs are framed in language. You shift the words, you shift the beliefs, you shift the results. The words you use create your worldview, and your worldview shapes how you feel, and how you feel shapes every action you take. So what are some of the most common types of language that are holding you back now? The first is restrictive language. This is words such as, I should have done this. I need to get this done today. I must do it. I have to do this. We must debate all over ourselves. We must debate all over ourselves, and we should all over ourselves. Now, should, need to, must, have to is guilt language. It creates stress. I'll be honest with you right now. My daughter walked into the room before and I'm like, Talia, get out, because I was pissed off because I'm recording this video. I instantly felt guilty. And the reason that I did that, and I didn't stop and spend time with my daughter, is because I feel like I need to get this done today. It's in my calendar. I want to get it done today, but I feel like I need to. So I feel stressed about it. Now, the way that you change this language is one, become aware of it. Every time you say you need to do something, every time you say you have to do something or you should do something, swap it for choice. Change it from I need to I choose to spend time with my wife. I get to go to the gym. Freedom comes from realizing everything is a choice and you get to do it. And this works in every area. You get to run a business. You get to go through financial stresses. You get to work on your relationship. You get to, and you get to choose to stay healthy and look after yourself. It's a choice. The only thing you need to do is drink water and breathe and take a shit. That's all you need to do. Everything else is optional. Everything else is a choice. And the simple reframe from I should, I need to, I must, I have to I get to, and everything as a choice will destroy the restrictive language in your world. The second type of limiting belief language is global language. This is when you say things like, oh, this always happens to me. Oh, this never works out. Everyone is an asshole. No one understands me. No one is supporting me. I always fuck this up. No, you don't. When you use this sort of language, you want to find the exception. You want to go searching for the exception to the global language. So, I always fuck this up. Okay, well, when was the last time you nailed it? If you can find one time you got this right, then the belief that you always fuck this up cannot exist. You can't believe that you always fuck this up, but you got it right this one time. Now you're going to believe that you fuck it up most of the time. And the more evidence you can find for the new belief, the more exceptions you can find, the more you can move. Global language locks you in a coffin. When you find specific evidence, it sets you free. I'll give you an example of this one. I had a neighbor who I lived with back in the day, and he was severely depressed. He came over into our house and he spent half an hour telling me how everything's fucked. My marriage is fucked, my wife's fucked, my health's fucked, my work's fucked, everything sucks. Half an hour, just everything, no one, never, nothing ever works out, no one, everything's fucked. He was in victim mentality. And he told me that he was suicidal. And my response to him, and you shouldn't do this ever, but I'll explain why I did it, was, dude, like, I'd want to kill myself too. And his response was like, what? He was shocked that I would even say that. And I'm like, no, seriously, like, if genuinely everything is fucked in your life and nothing is working and no one cares, why would you want to live? But let me ask you a question. You're really good at making pasta. You come over and make us pasta like twice a week. It's delicious. He's an Italian guy. Like, is pasta fucked or do you love pasta? He's like, no, of course I love pasta, but everything else is fucked. I'm like, okay. And you and your partner went on a date last week and you said it went really well and you got laid, you got a blowjob, right? Was that nice? You say, yeah, of course it was nice. So I'm like, okay, so everything's fucked except pasta and the blowjob you got. And he goes, I know what you're doing here. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing anything. But just that was able to get him out of everything's fucked and no one cares into, okay, what's the exception? And he found evidence for a new belief. So where in your world are you using this sort of language? Always, never, everyone, no one. Find the exception for this language and build new evidence to set you free. The third type of limiting belief language is victim language. This is where you blame. This is where it's somebody else's fault, or maybe your fault. This is where people say, you made me feel. Now, maybe you haven't said this. Maybe your partner has said this to you, or a child, or a team member. This is the raw fucking truth. Anytime you blame someone, anytime it's someone else's fault, anytime you say, you made me feel, you hand them your power. Because if somebody can make you feel stuff, it means you have no control. Now, here's a raw, hard fucking truth. No one controls your emotions but you. No one can make you feel anything. Now, don't go telling this to your partner, please, because you got to deliver it properly. But no one can make you feel anything. You get to take radical responsibility for your thoughts and feelings. That's how you reclaim your power. Now, let's be real here. Your wife can be nasty towards you, but you choose how you react. You choose how you emotionally react. You choose what you think and what you say. That power loop is completely within your hands. You get to choose. So here's some reframes for these, some different ways of using your words. Every time you say you made me feel, reframe it to I chose to react. It's on you. Every time you blame someone, it's their fault. Say, what can I take responsibility for here? I have team members who keep quitting. It's all their fault. You can't find good staff. Okay, no one, global language, no good staff out there. Okay, well, what can I take responsibility for here in my hiring process? What's my part in this? It's my wife's fault we're not having sex. What's my part in this? I take responsibility. People keep letting me down. Okay, people can't let me down unless I allow them to. You're taking responsibility instead of being a victim, and you rise up as a victor. If you've ever done any of these things, these are the reframes. Now the final one is self-defeating language or words. This is using things like, I can't, it won't work, I don't know how, there's not enough, I don't have enough time, right? This language of defeat kills possibility. It kills possibility because if you believe you can't do something, you're not going to look for ways you can do it. If you believe you don't have enough time, you're not going to find ways to make more time. If you believe you don't know what to do, you're not going to go and figure out what to do, because that belief is driving the emotions of fear, doubt, anger, and it's driving your actions, which is to do nothing. So whenever you use language like this, I can't, it won't work, I don't know, there's not enough hours in a day, look at what is possible. Ask yourself how. How can you? How can you figure it out? How can you make more time? If I did know the answer, what would it be? You start looking at life from a lens of possibility. What is possible? One of the big ones a lot of men say is, I'll try, get it done. One of the most powerful things I ever heard was, there is no try. You either do or you don't. Try is a self-defeating word. So you might have said before, I can't do this. Well, tell yourself, I can. How can I? It's that simple. It's like, I can't do this. No, you know what? I'm going to choose. I get to choose not to believe that. I can do this. I can't fix my marriage. I can fix my marriage. How can I fix my marriage? I can't have a successful business. Well, no, I can. When did I decide that? How can I have a successful business? It won't work. Okay, well, it will work. How do I make it work? Well, I don't have enough time. Well, other people have enough time. How do I create more time? Big one for a lot of men. I'm not good enough. Well, I am good enough. What are some examples of me being good enough? You're reframing the language. I'm useless. Well, what things am I good at? How can I be more useful? I always fuck this up. It's global language and it's defeating language. Have there been times where I did this well? How can I not fuck it up? How can I do it properly? I don't have enough time. How can I create more time? I don't know what to do. I do know. How can I figure it out? Or I will figure it out. This is how we get the language to grow. Let me give you a killer example that puts them all together. Let's say your wife cheats on you or you're going through a divorce. Even if your marriage is great right now, just humor me for a second. I need love, but I'll never find love because no woman can be trusted. This is my father to a T. My parents separated 29 years ago. He still doesn't trust women. He still thinks all women are bitches. He still believes the stories that have been driving his narrative for so fucking long. His worldview, his language is so fucked up. Now you can see how a man could have this belief after his wife cheats on him. And it's a rational belief. But then what he does is he looks for evidence everywhere he goes to support this belief. He reads blogs and watches videos about other men who went through the same thing. He talks to other men who have been cheated on. He joins support groups and listens to other men telling the same stories. And he puts himself inside a box, this frame, it's a coffin, and he kills any possibility other than the one he created by telling himself the same story over and over again. Another example of this is I can't find good staff. You tell people how you can't find good staff. You find other business owners going through the same thing. This all happens until he decides to take responsibility and stop being influenced by the outside world. Because until he does that, he will never truly have control of his life. So his language must, and see how I've crossed that out, because that was the first thing I wrote down, gets to change. He gets to rewrite his story. See how we're doing the reframe? Yes, my partner cheated. That's a fact. I did not force her to do that. However, she clearly was not getting what she needed from me. What a powerful belief. What parts of me do I need, cross it out, get to work on? Yes, there are plenty of women who cheat. However, there are millions who are faithful. How can I find a woman like this? Where do I need, get to become? Who do I get to become to attract her? The next woman I marry will be my soulmate and my queen. She might leave. He thought she will never leave. She might leave. Any relationship could end. However, I will do everything in my power to fix the gaps and level up to be the best man I can be. If the next one does leave, it will be her loss. And this is my relationship right now. It would fucking destroy me if Rosie left me. If she was unhappy and I wasn't aware of it and she said, I don't love you anymore, and my daughters were being raised by another man. But I have love meetings with Rosie. We talk about what we're missing from each other. We work through our issues. So I know that with the way I work on my body, the way I show up in my mind, the way I show up in my balance and my wealth, that if she does leave, I've done everything I can. And that is my belief. But when my partner left me 8 years ago, I thought I would never find love again. So this is what you're going to do for your Power Strike for this video. We're going to complete your first reframe using the Empowered Man app. But before we do that, I want you to jump in your VIP chat right now, and I want you to share with your coaches, what are your biggest takeaways so far from what you've learned? I've shared some absolute gold with you. What's ticking in your head? Jump in your coaching channel right now and share your 3 biggest lessons from the videos you've watched so far in week 2. Do that in your VIP chat with your coaches right now. And once you've done that, mark this video as complete.